there, and happy Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you. I'm head comic buyer Will Mason for Dave and Adam's Card World, and I'm joined today by our head of Hit Parade Entertainment Development, Tony Meyer. And in the spirit of today, we're going to talk about some exciting products we have on both the Dave and Adam's website as well as our Hit Parade line of Star Wars.
Absolutely.
You excited?
I've been excited. I'm all Star Wars. Look at me. I'm vintage Star Wars.
I thought a Jedi doesn't know nothing.
Excitement, adventure. Let's go.
So as everyone knows, May the 4th has become the quote-unquote an official holiday in the Star Wars universe. It's a day that we celebrate the epic movies and universe that George Lucas created back in 1977 that has spawned TV shows, video games, toys, and this huge pop culture empire. So today we thought we'd take some time and just show you some of the unique and exciting products that we carry here, both on the Dave and Adam's website and in the Hit Parade lines. So I'm gonna go first because I think I brought the coolest piece. So
I don't know, that's up for debate.
well, we'll find out. So I brought a Star Wars #1 CGC 9.8. Little known fact, the comic actually predates the movie by a couple months, not much, but basically was used as a promotional item to get the word out that this new exciting film franchise was starting. Actually, they didn't expect it to be a franchise, but it just exploded once it hit the theaters.
And this is based off of episode 4?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes. So this is the first appearance of Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader, Obi-Wan Kenobi, R2-D2, C-3PO, Han Solo, the whole crew.
Princess Leia?
Yeah, she's in there too. Can't forget about her.
I mean, that's pretty cool, but like, speaking of Princess Leia, I mean, I think I got something pretty cool too.
What do you got?
A Carrie Fisher autographed Star Wars card.
Ooh, not easy to find, especially in cards for sure.
Yeah, a lot of her autographs on card, you find a lot of like non-Star Wars licensed cards. So to find one on a Star Wars card is super rare. I mean, they're pretty hard
That'd
to
be
get.
like the big hit in a product line.
It's a huge hit. And those will be, one of the big featured hits in the Star Wars autographed card line. I try to always put a lot of Carrie Fishers in there. But again, you don't always get Star Wars ones, so that's really, really cool. And it's from Force Awakens. So it's even a newer one from a newer, because you get ones, sticker autographs from, 4, 5, and 6.
What other big autographs would you find?
Well, I mean, you're gonna talk about Carrie Fisher. Probably gotta have Luke Skywalker in there too, right?
Spoilers, her brother.
Well, you just ruined it for probably everybody that, if you don't celebrate May 4th, you probably don't know that, right? So, but yeah, I mean, same thing, Mark Hamill. He is short print on all of his Star Wars autograph cards, so they're super hard to find. But he does sign a lot of cards at shows. People will just bring up their normal singles and he'll sign them, and then they get packet authenticated, PSA authenticated. In this case, this is a cut autograph from Leaf. So, they do have Luke Skywalker on the label. It's a cut autograph of him. It's still legit. It's pretty awesome. So, again, that's another massive hit that you would find.
And it's also nice, because like he does sign a lot, but you know that it's authenticated card, and then all the Hit Parade products that you have, all your autographs are authentic autographs.
100%.
So.
Yep, 100%. And then I'm just gonna show one more off real quick, because if you're gonna bring that to the table, I gotta bring 3 things to the table for that one. It's a lot to compete with, but I mean, I'm going full Anakin Skywalker, Hayden Christensen. I mean, he's coming back, right? I mean, we think.
That's
and the Obi-Wan show, I mean, I don't know.
Maybe Ashoka, we're not sure.
But, I mean, in this, little Annie all grew up. So it's from episode 2, Attack of the Clones. I think it's a great movie. I like the prequel trilogy quite a bit. I know it's not a huge, fan favorite of everybody. I just think that they're good movies. They do have their place. A lot of people that grew up with those have sparked even more popularity in that prequel trilogy. Also, I mean, the most recent trilogy kind of helped spark some more into that.
Absolutely.
People are like, 1, 2, and 3 aren't so bad after all. So, it's got a lot of canon too, and that's coming to life in the Disney shows. So, but you probably have some more old school stuff, right?
So I'm happy you brought up the prequel trilogy, and I'm happy that you enjoy them, and I enjoy them too. But I mean, we all know that the best of the best out of all the movies is Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
So what I figured I'd feature today is a AFA graded Luke Hoth action figure, graded 80. This is Luke's first figure in his Hoth attire. As everyone remembers, he went out on patrol. The Empire was looking for them, so the probe droids were sent down to the planet Hoth. Fortunately, he ran into a Wampa who wasn't very happy with him, and Han had to come along and save him like the true hero that he is.
And that's one of my favorite scenes that they reshot for the special editions, because I think that needed to be done with him in the cave and cutting his arm off and everything like that. And I mean, special editions they're not the best from the 90s, but that scene.
Well, no, we all know Greedo shot first, and then they changed that.
Yes, I agree. But I do think that was a necessary scene. It's awesome. I mean, it's really, really cool. That's an awesome action figure.
It also led to one of the best Family Guy parodies ever, mocking Han opening up the Tauntaun to keep Luke warm.
Exactly.
So,
what else? Do you have any other figures? Or?
I do actually have some more figures. I have the Big Bad. Also, Luke's father, a nice little father and son combination here.
Spoiler again. We're just spoiling every Star Wars.
It's been over 40 years at this point.
I mean, I have met people that haven't seen Star Wars.
I would like to meet these people so I can give them a lecture on what they've been doing wrong.
I agree.
Here we've got a Return of the Jedi AFA 80 Darth Vader figure. As you can see, the big thing about these figures is that, for one, the fact that you can still find them carded like this, and the Luke is unpunched. So obviously the hooks, this never made it out to the show floor or was displayed differently. So that's even harder to find.
Yeah.
But again, this is the Luke is part of the 45 back series, whereas the Vader is part of I believe it's the 65 back series.
Yeah.
So again, these are, you're talking toys from 1983 and even earlier, because we do find original 12 backs, from time to time. They're featured on the website. And it's just, carded figures still out there available is just so baffling to me.
I love that those don't have yellow bubbles either. They're so clean and clear looking.
Right.
It's awesome.
And that's the thing is it's such unique things. For one, someone had the self-control not to open this and play with it for the most part. So it's something they're so unique.
Yeah.
To say the least. So, also brought along a AFA 85 Powers of the Force Luke figure. Now this line was unique because of the coins that they came with. So which made it was really kind of that first big series post movies for the collectibles. Let's find a new way to make the line more exciting and bring people back to the because everyone assumed after Return of the Jedi that the movies were done, the franchise was just but we were very wrong, obviously, with the movies and the TV shows. We've gotten 2 seasons of The Mandalorian, a season of the Book of Boba Fett, which was great because finding out how he's still alive, and that was such a great story that people had just in their heads, fan fiction has been written endlessly about, and now that there's a definitive story of how it came to be is just, and also that he's back. So that was such a huge thing. We're getting so many more series too. Like I mentioned before, Ashoka. We've got the Obi-Wan series premiering at the end of the month.
I cannot wait for that.
Oh, I'm so excited. It looks so good. And you have so many that are coming out in the future. Like Obi-Wan at the end of the month, which is going to be so exciting. On top of that, you also have season 3 of The Mandalorian coming up, hopefully this year, fingers crossed.
Well, it's what, kind of 4? It's like 3.5, season 3.5.
So, they, spoilers, but, watch the Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah, that was my favorite part about the Book of Boba Fett. And to just talk about the Power of the Force figure again, I love the Power of the Force last 17 figures with the coins.
Right.
I think, you have your first 12, you have your Empire, you have your Jedi, you have your different series that come in there too, but I really do think that the last 17 are just as important as the first 12 and almost as hard to get. There's multiple characters in there that are just
You saw a distinct change in the production line after this.
Yeah.
It became very, not the word I want to, this traditional feel went away.
Yeah.
It became a much more modern toy line.
Exactly.
Whereas this was such a unique, carded figures for toy collecting are, the piece de resistance, it's what everyone aspires to get. and it became this different animal completely after the powers of the Force.
And I think it's hilarious that, once that last 17 came out, it was just, they're done.
Right.
And then it was until the special editions came out in the 90s, and then you had just stores just overstocked with 90s Power of the Force figures, and everybody bought them. I mean, anybody that bought vintage Star Wars figures ended up buying the 90s stuff and sitting on it forever and thought it was going to be this massive cash cow. Unfortunately, because everybody did it, it didn't work out that way. But they are starting to come back in popularity and collectability.
Absolutely.
Because unfortunately, I mean, once people realized that the value wasn't there, they started opening them, kind of giving them away, getting rid of them slowly, and it brought the value of them back up again. And they're super popular, which is great because, I was born in '85. So my figures, Star Wars figures I had growing up was the 96, 97 Power of the Force figures, and that's what I played with, which was really cool. And no, I didn't save any of them. I didn't save any of my action figures. They're all open, played with, chewed on by dogs. Who knows where they are? They're probably buried somewhere in my old backyard somewhere. But yeah, unfortunately, the market did change, and for the best. And it's really, really cool to see the popularity of those come back too.
So you featured some cards today that will be cut in upcoming lines. Do you have any product lines right now that you can talk about?
Yeah,
that's currently up for sale?
We do have 2 Hit Parade lines that are currently for sale. We do have, I don't want to overshadow this one with a Star Wars Graded Comic Edition hobby box. Every single one of these boxes has a CGC or CBCS graded comic book in it already. So you don't have to worry about it, it's certified. They're all high grade. There's a mix of modern and vintage stuff in there. There's random autographs that are inserted from all sorts of different stars in the Star Wars universe and celebrities.
That's awesome.
They're really, really, really cool.
And every box has one graded comic in it?
One graded comic.
That's a steal.
It is a steal. And I don't have a Star Wars number 198 that goes in these, but I put in 96s, 94s, Star Wars 42, which is the first Boba Fett, right?
It's funny you should mention that, because I also brought a Star Wars number 42 myself, CGC graded 9.6. This is a newsstand edition. As you can see, it's got the barcode on the bottom right corner. Iconic issue, Boba Fett's first appearance in comics. It's, like I said, it continues the Empire Strikes Back storyline, which at that point, that's where they naturally transitions to. And that's one of the cool things about the Star Wars comics too, is that, after they finished because again, the issue 1 came out in '77, after they finished the original storyline, you got some original, not seen on the screen, in between stories of how the universe got from Luke blowing up the Death Star to them, hiding out on Hoth from the Empire. You kind of organically started to see how all those things came to be, where if you had just been watching the movies, there's a distinct time difference in there. It's about a year, 2 years, I think, in universe. But at the same time, now you're seeing, okay, how exactly they got to that point where they were on screen. So that's one of the cool things about that original Marvel line, is that it really told the story of the in-betweens.
Yeah, which is really cool and really interesting. And that's what they're exploring a lot of that stuff with the shows, right?
Absolutely.
That's the whole idea behind it.
So, any other card product by chance?
I do. I actually have a box of Hit Parade Star Wars autograph cards, and this is the product that these cards will end up in. So every single box of these has 1 autograph card in it, guaranteed. Also, we build a custom 10-card pack of cards that have a bunch of singles in it, vintage sets to modern sets.
Oh, that's really cool.
It's really cool because, vintage singles have skyrocketed.
So you can find original top singles in there.
Correct.
That's really cool.
From Series 1 to Series 2, Series 3, Empire, Jedi stuff. There's stickers in there sometimes. So it's a lot of interesting items, plus sometimes you find random inserts and hot boxes and things like that. So, but you're guaranteed 1 authentic Star Wars autograph card per box, with a chance of getting Carrie Fisher auto or Christensen and some really, really cool guys.
Those are some significant names, and it's not something you find very often.
And it's guaranteed in there. You have 1 of 100 chance.
That's great.
If you only buy 1 box, but you still got a really good shot.
That's awesome. Well, that probably just about wraps it up for us today. We featured some really exciting products you can find on the DA Card World website, as well as in many of our Hit Parade lines. As always, Thank you for watching. May the 4th be with you.
May the 4th be with you.
Oh, hey, guys.
Wait a minute, Star Wars Day?
Yeah, you guys just missed the show.